Today, we are tackling something that can be, well, incredibly stressful for English learners, going to the doctor's office. But what if you could change that? What if you could walk in feeling not anxious, but actually confident? Our whole goal here is to give you the exact words and phrases you need to take charge of those health conversations. Let's dive in.
If your answer is a big yes to that, trust me, you are not alone. That anxiety is completely normal. It's one thing to know a word like headache, right? But it's a totally different ballgame when the doctor's asking you complex questions or explaining a diagnosis with words you've never heard before. It's so easy to feel lost. We're here to make sure that feeling becomes a thing of the past.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this is so important. Then, we'll walk step by step through making your appointments, what to do when you arrive and check in, how to describe your symptoms clearly, how to understand the doctor's advice, and finally, how you can actually practice all this for real life.
Okay, let's dive into our first section. Why does medical English matter? And really, the subtitle says it all. It's about taking control of your health. This is about so much more than just learning vocabulary.
This right here is the heart of it. When you can communicate clearly, you're not just a passive patient kind of hoping for the best. Nope, you become an active partner in your own healthcare. And what does that mean? It means better safety because there are no misunderstandings. It means better treatment. And honestly, it gives you this powerful sense of confidence and control over your own body.
All right, on to section 2, making that appointment. It all starts with the first step, which is usually a phone call. And for so many of us learning a language, this is the most stressful part, isn't it? There are no visual cues, no gestures to help you out. It's just your voice. So let's break it down and make it super simple.
Okay, so you dial the number. You're going to hear something that sounds almost exactly like this. It's a standard greeting, a formula. The second you hear it, just take a breath. You know what's happening. You are one step ahead. So, what do you say back?
You don't need to get fancy. You have some great, simple options. "I'd like to make an appointment, please," is the classic. It's perfect for literally any situation. "I'm calling to schedule a checkup" is a bit more specific if it's just a routine visit. And "I have a health concern I'd like to discuss" is a good, slightly more formal choice. See how simple they are? No big, complicated script needed. Now, I just used that term checkup, and it's a really useful word. A checkup tells the clinic this isn't an emergency. It's a routine visit, sometimes called an annual physical. It's that appointment you schedule when you're actually feeling healthy, just to make sure everything's working as it should. It's all about prevention. Next up, you will probably hear this question. What's the reason for your visit? Now, don't let this question throw you off. They're not trying to diagnose you over the phone. All they need is a general idea of what's wrong so they can book the right amount of time for you. That's it. And here is a super important tip, probably one of the most important things to remember. You are not expected to be a medical expert. You don't need fancy medical terms. Just say what's happening in plain, simple English. "I've had a sore throat" is perfect. "I've been feeling very tired lately" is also perfect. It tells them exactly what they need to know. Okay, section 3. You did it. You made the appointment. Now let's fast forward to the day of your visit. You're walking into the clinic. This is your first face-to-face conversation. And trust me, a little preparation here will make you feel so much more comfortable.
When you get to the front desk, the receptionist will ask for your card. And this is a really important little distinction. In countries with public health care, like Canada or the UK, you'll show them your health card. But in a place with a private system, like in the US, you'll use an insurance card. It's a small difference in words, but knowing it makes the check-in process go that much smoother.
You'll almost certainly be handed a clipboard with a form to fill out, especially if it's your first visit. You're going to see these 4 words. For allergies,
You just list anything your body reacts badly to. For medications, you write down any pills or treatments you're currently taking. Symptoms are the reason you're there today: the cough, the fever, the pain. And chronic conditions just means any long-term health issues you manage, like diabetes or asthma. So let's move on to Section 4, describing your symptoms. You've checked in, you've done the paperwork, and now you're in the exam room with the doctor. This is the main event. This is the most important conversation you're going to have all day. The doctor will usually start with a really broad question, just to get the ball rolling. What brings you in today? Is really just a friendly way of asking, what's the problem? They want to hear the story in your own words. Just saying I have pain is okay, but it's not very specific. Let's give you some better words. Is the pain sharp, like a sudden jab from a knife? Or is it a dull ache that just sort of hangs around? Is it throbbing? You know, that feeling boom, 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 like a drum beat? Or is it a burning sensation, like it's hot? Using these specific words gives your doctor a much clearer picture of what's going on. Now, even with all these great words, you might struggle to find the perfect one, and that is 100% okay. This phrase right here is your secret weapon. Seriously, I'm not sure what to call it, but it feels like, and then just describe it. This little phrase is magic. It invites the doctor to help you find the words, and it shows you're really trying to be a partner in the conversation. Okay, Section 5, understanding the advice. So, you've described your symptoms, now the conversation shifts. The doctor is going to start explaining their thoughts, and this part can include some pretty confusing medical language. Your job now is just to listen and to not be afraid to ask for things to be clearer. You are pretty much guaranteed to hear these two words. The diagnosis is simply the doctor's name for your problem. For instance, the diagnosis is a sinus infection. Then, the prescription is the written order for the medicine you'll need, the thing you take to the pharmacy. Like, I'm writing you a prescription for antibiotics. Please, never ever be afraid to ask for more information. It's your body and it's your right to understand exactly what's happening. Think of these questions as your power tools. Don't understand something? Just say, could you please explain that again? Heard a new word? What does that word mean? It's also super smart to ask about side effects. And always ask, when should I come back if I don't get better?
And that brings us to our final section, practice for real life. We've walked through the whole visit, but, knowledge is one thing, confidence is another. So let's talk about how you can practice these skills so that you're truly ready for the real world. Here are 4 really simple ways to build up your confidence. First, role play these conversations out loud. It might feel a little silly, but it works. Second, use flashcards for that key vocabulary. A little old school, but effective. Third, keep a small health journal just for new phrases you learn. And fourth, this one's my absolute favorite. Prepare notes before you go. Walking in with a short list of your symptoms and questions is an amazing confidence booster.
And really, that brings us to the most important takeaway of all. This whole thing isn't just about memorizing some new words. It's about building your confidence so that you can speak up for yourself, ask your questions, and feel totally in control of your health journey.
So I'll leave you with this challenge. Don't just move on from this explainer. I want you to pick one single thing, one phrase, one question, and practice it out loud right now. Say, I'd like to schedule a checkup to your reflection in the mirror. Say, what does that word mean to your empty room? Start building that muscle memory and that confidence today. You've totally got this. Thanks for watching.